This video, we want to look at disaster recovery record keeping. And specifically, we're talking about documents and records related to planning for disasters, responding to disasters, financial reimbursement requests, those types of things. And according to FEMA, one of the most common audit findings is the lack of supporting documentation. And the consequence is really the potential of loss of hundreds of thousands of dollars if everything's not tracked and documented properly. So specifically, the types of records we're talking about are documents, contact lists, asset information, maintenance schedules, assessments, work orders, these types of things. Some of this information is nice to have, some of it is required, for FEMA reimbursement requests. Let's go ahead and jump into a demo and show what we can do with our ShareNet system to track this information. So here's our ShareNet system, and at the heart of it, it's a really flexible operations and management system. It can do lists, organizations, it can do asset management, work order management, inventory management, project management, permits, parcels, a lot of areas it can cover. But anyway, on this video, we're just going to focus real quick on disaster recovery and how to track records for that. So I'm going to go into my Articles app and just show one particular document. In this case, it's a quick roles by city quadrant. This could be helpful to have handy. There could be other documents, plans, etc. On my mobile device, I'm going to go to Organizations and look, in this case, at vendors by type. And I've got if I need some help with debris cleanup, tap the number. If I want to take a look at asset information, so if I go down to assets, so in this case, I've got heavy equipment, and this could be anything. This could be wastewater asset, pump station, street signs, whatever. Here I've got a crane, and I can expand that and see all my asset information, purchase price, etc., values, condition. Look at preventative maintenance, and that's really important, keeping up with maintenance so that equipment's ready to be deployed right after an event if you need it. You can have pictures associated with an asset, so you can see that. That's not only helpful to be able to use the equipment, but it's also helpful to have proof of that equipment if you need to submit insurance or FEMA reimbursement. Another area is your infrastructure. So let's just take street signs, for example. Having, and this could be pump stations or whatever, but this is just an example. There was one city we were talking to one time, and they had a big flood come through and destroy a lot of infrastructure. And because they didn't have the documentation of where things were, what they were, and all that stuff, they missed out. I think he said like on $1 million worth of reimbursement that could have been theirs because they didn't have that documentation trail. So here, again, just simple street signs, seeing where they are, that's available to you. So it's not just handy, it's vital if you want to be able to get reimbursed for that infrastructure if it goes away during an event. Now let's jump to assessments and work orders. So here I've got a quick list of just this particular hurricane. Tap on the map. By the way, so when all you have to do to add a new event is just click add, and you can geotag it with your smartphone device. Here I've already geotagged them. I can drill into them and then see the details of it. And from a FEMA perspective, having the location is critical, and then having who worked on it, what were the actual man hours, their pay rates, that kind of thing, any materials and equipment used, and pictures. Having all that kind of backup documentation is a huge piece of being able to submit a FEMA reimbursement request and justify the request. And just pictures alone, I'm thinking about if someone's taking pictures on their phone and then coming back to the office and trying to relate those pictures to a particular work site, and that is an incredible amount of time. And then calculating all the totals of everything, that's another level of time. And so just to jump in here, so if I go to request, manage, reports, this is just one example. We have two levels of custom report builder. There's a basic and an advanced. In this case, I'm going to run the advanced version. And this is just going to simply prompt me for the FEMA event. And then I can run that, and it's going to filter all my records that were associated with that event. And here I've got the work order information, the address, etc., the people who worked on it, equipment, and a picture. Without this kind of information, for that supporting documentation for a FEMA reimbursement, there could be a lot of missing out on a lot of money. Okay, so we put together this action worksheet. There'll be a link below. It's just a self-assessment tool that you can use to help prioritize your information. So if you have any questions or would like to discuss any of this, please reach out to us. We'd love to see how we can help.